guys, welcome to my channel. I just wanted to do a quick review of my CZ75 P01. This is the first handgun I purchased. This was my first concealed carry gun, and I just want to kind of share my thought process on purchasing it and my opinion, and for whatever that's worth. The way I discovered this gun was I Googled top handguns, 9mm handguns, and a few lists came up, but one in particular, I think it was top9mmhandguns.com, and it had like all of these guns and all of the information you could probably want to know about them. And somehow there was a link or something. When I saw this gun, I instantly fell in love with it. I was really attracted to it. And then I hit this link somehow, and it was a list of NATO certified guns, and the CZ75 P01 was one of the guns on that list, along with the Glock 19, the Glock 17, the SIG 226, the 228, the I think there was an HK on there, but I'm not sure. But there was the Beretta M9, the Browning High Power, and the Colt 1911. That's all that I know of, and I'm not so sure about the HK. But I thought that was really good company, and after I saw what these guns had to go through to get the NATO designation, I was really interested. At the time, I thought I wanted to buy a gun that was had a safety, that I wanted to carry cocked and locked. And then, like I said, I saw this gun, I fell in love with it, and it was a decocker model. I had no idea what a decocker was. There are CZ75s that have safeties, but this particular model doesn't, and I wanted this model. So I ordered it, and I had no idea, what this decocker thing was. I did some research, I watched a bunch of videos, and then I started to get the gist of it. And if you're anything like me, what it is you first of all, so you guys can see, this gun is empty. There's nothing in the chamber. All right. Magazine is empty, and this is a dummy round. So you've now put a magazine in the gun, and you strip one off the top. I'm not comfortable with carrying this gun in this state because it only takes, after you take up this little bit of slack, this take up here, maybe 5 pounds of pressure, 5.5, for the hammer to drop. All right, it doesn't take a lot. I'm just not, that was my whole big fear. That's why I didn't get a Glock, because I was afraid of negligent discharge or accidental discharge. And so what the decocker does is it takes it from that state and drops the hammer to a half-cocked position. Now you have to bring the hammer halfway back. You still got the little bit of take up. Bring the hammer halfway back before it drops. And that's probably 11 pounds, somewhere in there, for it to do that. I was a lot more comfortable with that. You could also carry this with the hammer fully dropped. And the way you would do that is you drop it safely, and now you've got a full double action pull where the hammer has to go all the way back before it drops. And I will let you guys hear the reset on this gun. Not bad. It's not a Glock, but it's not bad. The only thing with dropping the hammer, I'm not comfortable with doing that on a live round, and I just don't think it's necessary because you have the decocker on there. But it's not a bad way to carry if you're comfortable with it, I guess. So that's how the decocker works. And that was my thought process. So I fell in love with the look of the gun. Um, Everything I read as far as reliability and ergonomics was excellent, and that's why I went with this gun. I still want Glocks. I still want SIGs. I want all those guns. Pretty much everything that's on that list, I want one. Um, but I decided this was my first gun. And at the time, I didn't realize it, but I think I made the right decision because a compact gun is still small enough where I can conceal carry it, but it's large enough that for home defense, I've got 15 rounds I'm carrying. I was comfortable with that. Um, that I think that was a good decision. Now I can find myself a subcompact gun that, which I have now. I have a Glock 26 now, which I'll be doing a review on soon. But that's my concealed carry gun, my daily carry. This is my home defense gun. Some quick specs on this gun. Like I said, it's 14+1. It's an aluminum alloy frame gun with a steel slide. It weighs 1.75 pounds. It's 7.2 inches in length. The barrel length is 3.8 inches. The height is 5 inches. And the width is 1.38 inches. So it's not slim, and it's not the lightest gun out there, but it's still manageable. There is a built-in safety stop on the hammer, and there's a firing pin safety. The safety stop on the hammer, that was part of the NATO testing. They had to drop it from different heights hundreds of times without it discharging, and it passed. This gun has a 3-dot sight system. Let's see. If you notice, mine are green. The front one isn't as green as the back ones. But what I did was I went to, I think it was Bass or one of those stores, and they suggested jig paint for fishing lures because I was having a hard time. My eyes aren't what they used to be, and I was having a hard time seeing the sights in certain lighting. And they suggested trying that, and I put it on there, and it does glow in the dark, and I think they show up better than just the plain white that was on there for me. So I probably got to do a little more on the front sight, but I'm pleased with that. And as far as the holster options for this gun, when I purchased the gun, as soon as I ordered it, I ordered a crossbreed Super Tuck for it. At the time, I did not realize that it was as much as 6 weeks to get the holster in. So in the meantime, what I did was I went out and just got myself an Uncle Mike's. Some people don't like these cheap, holsters, but for 15 bucks, I can carry my gun around, and it works. I can draw from it. It stays put. Not the most comfortable. I had problems with the beaver tail and the hammer digging into my side, so I stopped carrying it. But being anxious and wanting to carry my gun, I went out and I went to the gun show and I picked up this Kydex that they were forming there. Doesn't really work for me. It was actually worse off. It was more out like this, and I still had the same problem with the beaver tail and the hammer. I brought it back to them, and they actually, reformed it to my gun and put it in a little deeper, so it actually covers the hammer now and a little bit of more of the beaver tail. So it's not as bad, but fortunately, after 8 weeks, my crossbreed finally came in, and it's really nice. The first day I got it, I put it on. I took an hour car ride to my friend's house and back, 2 hours in the car. Didn't have this really dialed in yet, and it was in the small of my back. It was in this area of my back I can't describe, but the pain went down into my legs, and it was really bad. I think I've got it figured out now. I've got the cant a little more forward. I wear it more at my 3 o'clock position than like 3:30. And it seems to be working. I haven't gone any long car rides with it yet, so I'm not sure. But I did go out in the car the other day, and it seemed fine. So, but this is really my home defense gun right now. You can see that it's starting to form to my body somewhat. And I wear it around the house just to break it in. And like I said, this is my home defense gun, so this is what I'm wearing when I'm in the house. As far as the takedown of this gun, some people, don't like it. You need a tool or whatever. It's not that difficult. I don't really have an issue with it. If you were in the middle of nowhere, and a rock would work if you had to. But for me, I just use the butt of the magazine. And the way it works is on the slide, you can see there's a little mark right there, and then there's one on the frame. And you put the gun in the half-cocked position, and you push the slide back till it hits the hammer. And you can see the marks line up perfectly. All right? And once you do that, you just want to knock out this takedown lever, the slide stop lever. You just want to knock this through, and it comes apart. And so what you do, grab it like this. I use this part of the magazine. There we go. Pull it through. That's it. You got your typical guide rod, plastic guide rod, and a recoil spring. In the future, I'll probably update the guide rod to a metal one, but it's working for now. And then there's your barrel. As you can see on the barrel, there's that little indentation for the guide rod. I think that's pretty nice that they do that. You can see there's like a little nipple on there. And there's no guessing. It just, some guns, you got to kind of play with it, and you're not sure, did it go in, did it not? There's no guessing with this. And as you can see with this gun, the slide rides inside of the frame. All right, let's see if I can get that. You can see how those go together. I guess it lowers the bore axis and helps with accuracy and recoil. At least that's what I've been told. It seems to be working. Whatever it is, the gun is just really nice to shoot. I've got a friend who's a Glock guy, and he thinks it's really a smooth gun. Just reverse the process, push the pin back through, and that's it. Check for functionality, and we're good to go. So that's the CZ75 P01, and like I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's a really nice gun. It's accurate, really comfortable to hold. I think it's a beautiful gun just to look at. I don't think it'll ever leave my collection, especially since it's my first gun, but you never know. I can never say never. I'm really happy, and I would recommend it to anyone who was thinking about purchasing one. It's really nice. I also would like to get the big brother, which would be the SP01, and the little brother, the 2075 Rammy, just to have a little family, a little collection. The magazine from the SP01 fits into the P01 and into the 2075. The magazine from the P01 can fit into the 2075, so it's nice to have that option. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got a little gun porn out of this, and thanks for watching. Definitely leave comments if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help if I can, and if not, I'll try and help and do the research and find out the answer. So thanks again, and keep looking out for new videos and reviews.